Welcome back, baseball fans. It's time for your MLB Week in Review, covering all the big stories and standout performances from May 7th to May 13th, 2025. Let's dive into the action. First, we're going to talk about a historic policy change in baseball. In a groundbreaking move, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced the reinstatement of deceased players previously banned for life, including Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson. This policy shift opens the door for their potential introduction into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Rose, MLB's all-time hits leader, and Jackson, known for his .356 career batting average, now have a chance to be honored for their contributions to the game of baseball. Now, Pete Rose, like aforementioned, has the most hits in MLB history with 4,256 to go along with the career batting average of .303. He played from 1963 to 1986. Pete Rose was banned from baseball in 1989 for betting on MLB games while he was a player and later as a manager of the Cincinnati Reds. The general public have been fighting to get Pete Rose reinstated to baseball since 1997 when he filed for reinstatement and again in 2015 until he was finally reinstated this week about 8 months after his death. Now, Joe Jackson played in MLB from 1908 to 1920. Jackson was banned from baseball for being part of the Black Sox scandal, where he and other teammates would accept bribes to intentionally lose the World Series in 1919 to the Cincinnati Reds. To go along with Jackson's .356 career batting average, he's also known for having one of the strongest outfield arms the game has ever seen. And now, 2 weeks in a row, we're talking about coaching changes, as change is in the air as two more MLB teams part ways with managers. On May 8th, the Pittsburgh Pirates fired Derek Shelton after 6 seasons without a playoff appearance. Bench coach Don Kelly has been named interim manager for the remainder of the season. Shelton had never had a winning season in Pittsburgh. His highest win total for a season was 76 in both 2023 and 2024. He also got off to a 12-26 start here in 2025. As of recording, Don Kelly has a 2-3 record since taking over. It's clear the Pirates believe they should have been better this season by retaining their best player, Brian Reynolds, the potential and current skill of O'Neal Cruz, the rotation, which includes one of the best young pitchers in all of baseball, Paul Skeens, along with playing in a very weak division. Meanwhile, on May 11th, the Colorado Rockies dismissed Bud Black following a disappointing start of the season. Warren Schaefer steps in as interim manager, marking his first managerial role. Bud Black had been with the Rockies since 2017 with only 2 winning seasons coming in 2017 and 2018. They lost in the 2017 wildcard game and in the 2018 National League Division Series. The Rockies were 1 game away from being tied for the worst record in MLB history after the first 40 games of the season with a 7-win 33-loss record so far this season after 40 games. The questions that arise from the firing is, does it change anything? What was the point? The Rockies front office have sold off Nolan Jones, who is under contract control for 3 more seasons, for Tyler Freeman, who is currently in AAA and is actually having a worse season than Nolan Jones. There was a lot of backlash for this trade as Nolan Jones had an injury-riddled season last year but looked to have a lot of potential in his first 2 seasons in the majors. This also comes as Rocky fans are still in disbelief of the trade of Nolan Arenado along with $50 million to the Cardinals for 5 players who are now all free agents. So essentially, gave away one of the best players in Rockies history just to sign Chris Bryant a year later for only $6 million less per year in comparison to Nolan Arenado's contract. And to make it worse, Chris Bryant has only played 170 games out of a possible 528 games. So how long until Brenton Doyle, Ryan McMahon, and Ezekiel Tovar are just given away to the lowest bidder? Now let's talk about some good news. Let's talk about Detroit Tigers infielder Javy Baez delivering a memorable performance on May 13th, hitting 2 home runs, including a walk-off 3-run home run in the 11th inning against the Boston Red Sox. This marks his first multi-homer game as a Tiger and his second career walk-off home run. This marks another good moment this season for Javy Baez, who has been an absolute garbage free agent signing for the Tigers in the 2022 offseason, where he signed a 6-year, $140 million deal with the Tigers. Until this season, his best season in Detroit was his first year, where he finished 11% below the average player on offense. 2025 has been a complete turnaround for Javy so far, as he's actually having the best season of his entire career at the plate right now, hitting .319 with a 148 weighted runs created plus, meaning he's hitting 48% better than the average player this season. All of this while still being a great defender now in the outfield for the Detroit Tigers. This week's Pimp Job of the Week comes from May 13th. It's the bottom of the 9th, and it's a walk-off home run. Kenley Jansen pitching to Fernando Tatis Jr. Here we go. And Tatis knew right away that that thing was gone. And he stood at home plate watching it until it bounced off the ground across the fence. Look at this man. That is pure confidence. And finally, this could be good news for some, probably most, and bad news for others. In a surprising turn of events, the Athletics, Sacramento, Las Vegas, Oakland, wherever you want to say they're from, dominated the Los Angeles Dodgers with an 11-1 victory on May 13th. The Athletics hit 5 home runs, including 2 by Jacob Wilson, showcasing their offensive prowess. Home runs also came from J.J. Bleday, Miguel Andujar, and the first career home run from Nick Kurtz. If you remember, and you want to go back if you didn't see it, we talked about Nick Kurtz and his tremendous power. So I'm happy he's starting to show it. 2 home runs from Wilson is beyond surprising, as he only has 5 home runs in 68 career games. He's also in the bottom 20% in all of baseball in average exit velocity, barrel rate, and hard hit rate. He also only has a 7-degree launch angle, which is nearly 20 degrees off of the average launch angle for home runs. The Athletics also added 18 hits to go along with these home runs. Most of the damage came off Landon Knack and JP Fireisen, so this brings up a lot of questions for the Dodgers now, with Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Gavin Stone, and now Roki Sasaki as starting pitchers currently sitting on the Dodgers injured list. The Dodgers have a 5-5 record in their last 10 games, playing some beatable competition in the Athletics, the Marlins, and the severely underperforming Atlanta Braves. What do you think the Dodgers should do until this talent gets off the injured list to tread water and stay on top of the National League West above the Padres and the Giants? Let me know down below in the comments. But for now, that's a wrap for this week's MLB Week in Review. Stay tuned for more updates and highlights as the season progresses. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications on future videos. Until next time, keep enjoying America's pastime. Peace.